Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Wednesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. Wait, is it? Yes, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Everybody, I hope everybody's having a wonderful week so far and had a great day. Let's get into a show that I watched on Sunday, partially, and then I watched the rest of it today. We're talking about Love Hotel. Is Love Hotelin'. So, where we left off, the ladies had to pick. They brought in all of these guys. Oh, wait a minute, wait. Hold up. Pachombos. I started, wait. Okay, let's start over again. So Love Hotel, the new men show up. All right, so the men show up. And there's one guy, he has like this deep James Earl Jones Mufasa voice. He shows up and immediately Giselle's like, oh, his name's Ed. She's like, nope, I know that dude. Turns out she dated his cousin. So while everything was good with the cousin, like everything in between the sheets was good with the cousin, but she can't do that. So it doesn't look like she's feeling anything. What's this? With any of the new guys. Shannon talks with some of the new men, but she doesn't seem like she's really getting along with that many of them, or with any of them. Ashley's talking with some men, and it turns out she is having some sparks with Jason. Jason is, I believe Jason is like 1 year. What's going on with this one piece of hair there? It's bothering me. So turns out Jason is like 1 year older than Ashley. How about if we do it this way? So I'm not looking right at that part of my head. And Ashley's like, I want to lean into dating men who are a little more closer to my age and maybe not so pasty white and cheaters. Okay. Luann starts talking with Adam. Turns out he lived in England. He's very educated. She likes that. She really likes that. They're talking. They're having a great time. And then, here comes Craig. Craig's doppelganger, how I remember Craig, is that Craig's doppelganger is Stephen King. Absolutely, it's Stephen King. It's not Austin Powers, it's Stephen King. So he comes over, he starts talking a little bit later on in like confessional. The producer's like, what about Craig? She's like, who's Craig? Craig. Poor Craig. She can't even remember his name. So they're talking, and Adam says that when his birthday is. It turns out his birthday is the same day as Luann's father, who had passed. Well, she has to leave because I understand. It gets her a little, she misses her dad, and it gets her a little teary. I understand that. Now, Shannon, remember I told you I don't think Shannon was feeling any of the men, but she starts talking with James. They have a lot in common because James lives in Los Angeles, and he went to and graduated from USC, as did Shannon. So they are getting along really well. But hold out, because record scratch, because guess who else? Guess who else is into Adam? And that is Luann, of course. Luann is into Adam, but so is Shannon. Shannon says, I really like Adam. And Luann's like, I really like Adam too. So, okay, it's time for the ladies to pick. The ladies have to pick one man to stay. They don't have to. If they're not feeling it, they don't have to pick anybody. So Luann picks, of course, Luann picks Adam because that's who Shannon was like, I really like Adam. She's like, so do I. I'm going to pick Adam. So Luann picks Adam. Shannon picks James. Ashley, understandably, picked Jason. And then Giselle didn't pick anybody, which I understand. If you're not feeling anybody, then why give somebody false hope? Which, if that's the case, then why did she pick Jay? Because listen, she picked Jay to stay, and then they picked Phil. But Phil, she hadn't given that much thought to Phil either. So, okay. They find out there's going to be a group date. There's going to be a group date with all the men, both new and old. Okay. So, Giselle, meanwhile, listen, Giselle kept Jay and kept Phil. But she's really digging on Ralph. Ralph is the favorite toy at Love Hotel. Everybody's Love Hoteling over Ralph. Ashley kept Jason. Ashley kept Jason because she feels like after talking to him that maybe he's not as serious as Wale, and he is like, maybe he's a little lighter in the conversation, like he's a little more fun. And now hold up a second. So Luann picked Adam to stay, but hold on a second. The fuck, Luann? Because now she's feeling it with James. All of a sudden, James is the one that she is the most attracted to. She kept, and also remember, she kept Ralph from the OGs because everybody's going crazy over Ralph. Remember, 3 women picked Ralph? And now she hadn't paid one bit of attention to him. She has paid not 1 second of attention to him. So Shannon was talking to Jay. Shannon really likes Jay for Giselle, but I don't know why I know she said she kept him because of like, what was I going to say, loyalty, but she should have let him go. She didn't do nothing with him. He's there for her. He's just there for her. But she looks at him as more like a friend. Okay. So, I can't remember his name, I'm just going to say the love concierge. So the love concierge, he goes up to Shannon's room. He talks to her. And this is what made me sad. And I hate when women say this, or when anybody says this, but she says something to him like, listen, I know I'm no prize. And that just made me a little sad, because I think what she's doing is she's like, I know I'm no prize. Look at what happened to me. I mean, as far as like the DUI, and Joel, I think it is, that's his name. He was like, that, do not let what happened in your past dictate, what happens in your future or how you feel about yourself. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Everybody makes mistakes. There's not one single person in this world who's not made a mistake. It's not about the mistake that you made. It's whether you learn from that enough to not repeat it in the future. So I just, as somebody who always myself is like, has always thought, listen, I'm no gift, I'm no prize for anybody. It makes me so sad to see somebody else think that. Like I said, she made a mistake. She's learned from it and she's not repeating it. So I felt bad for her. As we find out later, it's like the 1 year anniversary of her DUI. On that day that they're I guess no, maybe it's on the next day that they're filming it, but it is 1 year later. Okay. So Giselle is talking with Wale and I think Jay. And she tells Wale, I was talking to Ashley. Ashley she didn't think you're funny. Which I don't know why she would say that to him. I mean, if she was just maybe trying to stir up some drama. Which this confused Wale because Wale was like, what do you mean? I mean, 2 days ago, she's all over me and she's lovey-dovey and we're laughing and we're having a great time. And now all of a sudden, she didn't think I'm funny and she didn't want anything to do with me. Okay, so Joel has this 4-course meal under the stars. Beautiful. And listen, Ralph is coming in. Ralph is coming in for Giselle. He's like complimenting her. Ralph is coming in for Giselle. But there's going to be some drama tonight. Drama is going to happen between Wale and Ashley and Earl Pearl and Shannon. So Wale and Ashley are sitting next to each other. And Jason isn't anywhere near them, which is odd. You would think that they would both be like next, like by her. But Wale brings up what Giselle told him earlier, what she said about him. And Ashley says, well, listen, we haven't laughed as much as I thought we would. And we haven't spent as much time together as I thought we would. And he comes back saying like, well, you're so busy talking to everybody else and so worried about others. We haven't had a chance to talk, and then he comes out later and is like, in confessionals says, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to dating somebody who is interested in somebody else. I'll say this, listen, this is what people say on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. This is how it is. This is like a game show, a dating game show. So this is what happens. I'm sure that the premise was told to you and you agreed to do it. So I don't know. I mean, he just can't handle that competition. He's not used to that. So maybe he shouldn't have done this. She comes back and she says like she feels that they really don't converse a lot. And he feels like he in turn says that he feels like she just wants to get to know others more than she wants to get to know him. It seems to me like she wants good conversation, but she wants a light conversation. But then we get into the meat of it. She's like, she doesn't say this to him. Does she say this to him? She might. She says he wants kids, but she already has kids and she doesn't want that. She doesn't want that anymore. She doesn't want any more kids. So I'm now feeling like she's not into either one of these. Like, is she saying that she wants somebody a little older? We'll see. And on the other end of the table, Shannon and Earl. So Shannon is talking. Shannon and Earl are talking about the menu. And it comes out that Earl doesn't eat veggies. And she's like, well, you have to eat veggies. I mean, it's very important to eat your greens. And he's like, why is it that you always look like you always want to slap me or like you're upset with me? And then Shannon, so Phil's on the other side of her, and she starts talking to Phil because they both live in California. So Phil's talking about living in California, and you can see Earl sitting there watching all this. It looks like he's stewing a little bit. Like maybe there's a little bit of jealousy there. And she immediately like kind of calls him out and is like, hey, you're not participating. Why don't you jump into the conversation? Now listen, I can understand maybe why he's not jumping in because he doesn't live in California. So I mean, I don't know what you would say. I mean, the only thing you could really say would be like, oh yeah, that sounds fantastic, or that sounds awesome. What could you really say? I mean, you don't live in California. So, I mean, I understand that, but Shannon, then they're talking. They talk a little bit afterwards, and Shannon basically is upset because she said that that her ex is like, if she would do something wrong, they wouldn't tell her what was bothering them. They would just like ghost her. So, and that kind of reminded his reaction, kind of reminded her of her ex and what he did. And then he comes back and says that, well, you know, how you treated me reminded me of how my first wife was. And she was like, did she criticize you for not eating veggies? And he was like, no, she would just always criticize me. Okay. But then he says something like, well, I'm not your ex and you're not my ex. And basically came out and was like, how you're feeling is stupid. Because he was like, this is stupid. And that got her upset. And I can understand why that would get her upset because that's how she's feeling. I mean, he's like, how you're feeling is stupid. Well, it's not stupid of how she's feeling because that's how she's feeling. Okay, I'm back. Dolly came in with Jack and was talking about getting water and going out to pee. So I had to skedaddle for just a couple minutes. Okay, so let's get back into Earl. The last straw for Shannon really was when he had said that basically this is stupid. Like how she was feeling was dumb. That's terrible because that's how she's feeling. I mean, he might not be feeling the same way. That's how he feels. Those are your feelings. That's valid because that's how you feel. So she was real upset about that. She left and went up to her room. Well, no, I don't think she went up to her room just yet. Okay, so listen, Luann. Let's get back to Luann. Luann picked Adam out of all the new men, and now she's showing actually like more interest in James. So now it's like Luann, Adam, and James. And it's getting real awkward because like the three of them went to talk to the astrologer, and then she was sitting there with Adam lounging, and then James comes over and starts massaging her feet, and she's laying in between the two of them holding like James's hand and holding Adam's hand. I was like, is this gonna be some kind of freaky threesome or something? And I thought, this is awkward. As soon as I thought this is awkward, Adam was like, this is getting awkward. I thought the same thing. I was like, Now remember, I said that Ralph, the silver fox, was complimenting Giselle. Well, he came straight up to Giselle on his own and was like, would it be okay if I pursued you? And she was like, well, of course. He is all in on Giselle. He's like, that's it. It's only Giselle. I only have eyes for Giselle. And she was talking to, speaking of Giselle, she was talking to the astrologer with Jay and Phil, and the astrologer was like, she needs a man who shows his feelings. And Giselle's like, listen, now that I know what I need, okay, game on. I know I need somebody who is going to show their feelings to me, not be afraid to show their feelings. So Ashley and Luann, they find Shannon. They're talking to Shannon, and Luann is like, he's a square peg that doesn't fit into a round hole. The reason why she doesn't think that Shannon should be with Earl is because Earl doesn't live the kind of life that Shannon's accustomed to. Like, he's not like a, he doesn't have a ton of money. How does she know? He doesn't have a ton of money. He's not like a globetrotter. Not a globetrotter, really? Basketball player? He doesn't like, he's not a world traveler. Listen, here's what, if I was there, here's what I would want. I would want a funny, if I was on the Love Hotel, I would want a funny man, a guy with a good sense of humor, who is kind, who has a compassionate heart, who likes animals, especially dogs, and who treats me nice. Who treats me good. And by treating good, I don't mean has to buy you diamonds all the time or take you to Saint-Tropez or the south of France or anything like that. I don't even need that. If I was on Love Hotel, that's what I would be. I would be like, I want a man who is funny, who is kind, who is kind to everybody, and who has a good heart and treats you good. There. Not Luann. Listen, Luann needs the next count, is what Luann needs. I don't think Luann, if I'm being honest, I don't think any of these women on this show are going to find anybody that they stay with, if that's my opinion. And that's my opinion. So Shannon then goes back to her room, and we find out then that this is like, that night is the night where it's like exactly 1 year after the DUI. So that probably is why her feelings are like so amplified, like are more raw because of what was happening just a year ago. So the ladies get together and they talk about it, and they're like, listen, how about if we try and get her off Earl and onto Adam? Because Luann's like, I will give up Adam so that she can be happy. Oh, how nice of you, Luann. Oh my God, that's so nice of you, Luann. That's the least you could do. So later that night, Ashley steals away and she's having a nice little moonlight conversation with Jason. And that is until Shannon stops by. So Shannon's talking and Jason kind of like lets them talk, just walks away, lets them talk. It's a good guy. Doesn't get mad, just says, bless you, and walks away. So we find out Shannon was so upset because, listen, a year earlier at 11:59, Shannon took a picture of herself, and this was after the DUI, like after she had that crash. And she said she took a picture of herself at 11:59. Her face was bleeding. She didn't even remember taking the photo. And she was like, she's worked so hard to get where she's at now. And she wanted 11:59 to roll around. And she wanted Earl to take a picture of her and be like, look at how far you've come. Look at what you've accomplished. You should be proud of yourself. But that didn't happen. So she's all sad and everything. And I get that. But, so Ashley takes a picture of her, but then and she looks sad in that picture though. I mean, she looks better than all busted up, but she still looks sad. And then Ashley takes a nice picture with her. So she doesn't have Earl, but she has Ashley. She has her friend Ashley. Okay, so the big bomb of the episode came when Ashley was saying goodnight to everybody. And she dropped the bomb that she, in fact, was also at one time interested in Ralph. And Ralph is like, what is going on? Yeah. Ashley says in confessional, she's liked Ralph since the very beginning. And maybe she could fix her daddy issues with a new daddy. I'm going to tell you what, listen, I might be the only person in the world who hates when women say that, like sexually they say daddy. I hate that. I think that's so gross. I just don't. I'm skeeved out and grossed out by that every time. I think it's gross. I hate it. Now, zaddy, okay, because it doesn't sound, it's not daddy. I hate that. I hate that. So, yeah. And Jason is a little thrown off by it, but Wale is very thrown off by it. He was like, how am I, next week he says something like, how am I supposed to date somebody who can also have a conversation with the 60-year-old? I'm going to tell you what. Ralph don't look bad. Ralph doesn't look bad at all. Not at all. So, I mean, we all have seen Michael Darby, okay? We've all seen Michael Darby. So anybody that she picks, just about anybody that she picks from now on is better than that, right? Anyways, okay. So in the comments, let me know if you have watched Love Island, Love Hotel. Tell me what you thought. Oh my gosh, is there gonna be a fight over Ralph? Who knows? Is this gonna affect his shot with Giselle? Who knows? Okay. So listen, in the comments, let me know if you have watched it. I'm going to try and watch all 3 episodes tonight of that show, Polly Family. I started watching it. I don't like those people. I don't like them. I'll do a video on that at some point. I don't like them. So, okay, if nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Hydrate often with some water. And if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and all types of positive energy your way so you can make it through. I love you guys. Tomorrow starts Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, season 2, I believe. So, okay, everybody have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye guys. Bye. Love you.